Welcome to this edition of At the Mic. I am your host, Keith Malinak. Just another reminder that our friends Dave and Faith Matthews from APR Coffee, they lost everything earlier this month in a tornado. APR Coffee, American Pride Roasters, the original sponsor of this podcast. We are so grateful for them. They are such great people. Lost everything that they owned just a few weeks ago. And we are trying to help them through a donation page that is set up. You can get to that donation page by heading to atthemicshow.com. And if you click on the blog section at the top, the latest entry is a link to that donation page. Atthemicshow.com. Click on the blog section and you will see how to donate to their rebuilding efforts. Thank you so much for considering. Now on to the show as it was originally put together. My guest this week is Jesse Hawila.
You're listening to At the Mic with Keith, an independent podcast production.
Jesse Hawila is my guest today on At the Mic. He's a weather guy here in Dallas-Fort Worth, and he's so nice. He's such a kind person, and he's great on the weather. In fact, in the course of this conversation, I give him a tip that may help him predict future weather. And so listen up if you're in Dallas-Fort Worth, or anywhere, quite frankly. This will work anywhere. And we had a great conversation talking about so much. Here is my conversation with Jesse Hawila here on At the Mic. I think we had a fun discussion as we were getting ready to record here, the microphone positioning being that I'm a radio guy and you're a TV guy.
Yes.
And, you're just used to having a lapel mic, right?
Right. You know, it's funny. Well, I actually, it was just the other day we did an event for our station, and I had to hold a microphone that was like a stage mic. And I'm holding it down by my chest like a TV mic, and everyone in the crowd is like, we can't hear you, man.
Yeah.
So, and this mic's right in your face.
Right. So, for those that aren't aware, because I live in Dallas, Texas, and Jesse is a local weather guy.
Weather boy.
Weather boy. I mean, technically, yes, you're the weather boy.
I'm going for that title, and I'll explain why too in a minute.
I can't wait for the backstory on that because I'm not familiar. I am familiar with you being referred to as the weather boy.
Yep.
I just don't know the backstory, so I can't wait for this. But you're here at Channel 8, WFAA, here in Dallas. First of all, Pete Dolkus.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, didn't think so.
Pete Dolkus. Does he work? Where does he work?
He, I think, works in the same building as you.
Yeah.
I don't know for a fact.
I know
You've seen
that
him in the
guy. I
halls?
thought he just retired. Was that Dale? That was Dale Hansen. That's not the same guy.
No.
Oh.
Tell him we said hi.
I will.
And,
I will.
and we enjoy the attitude that he gives those that ask stupid questions online.
Yeah, we will.
But okay, so we're gonna get into your story and how you got into meteorology.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I've always, and I've addressed it on this show. We've had Janice Dean on. We've had Joe Bastardi. So I have a thing, obviously, for weather people.
We had Joe Bastardi come to speak to when I was in college, and I actually drove. It was a big deal for me as a college kid. I drove Joe Bastardi from his hotel to the area that we.
What?
Yeah.
He didn't tell that story when I interviewed him.
I can't believe he didn't remember. How crazy!
Did he talk the entire drive?
He did. Yeah,
He's good at that. He's good at that.
And I had this like really crappy 2000 like Grand Am that barely started, and I was really nervous. I didn't turn the car off when I was waiting because I was afraid I wouldn't start back up. So
no!
I do remember that. Yeah.
You were born in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
So I lived there 2001 to 2003.
Uh-huh.
When were you there?
That was an overlap. Yeah. We moved in the early 2000s back to Indiana. Well, if anyone's listening from Indiana, great state.
Wait, what's this winking going on?
Well, I lived, so Indianapolis is great, but I lived in this town east of Indiana called Newcastle, and maybe 3 people have heard of it, and it just was not a good experience for me.
Oh, no.
It was just not great.
How is the suburb of Noblesville?
It's very nice.
Okay.
Noblesville's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because way back before there was a thing called the internet and all this good stuff. Like, I don't know what I had going, but I wanted to live in Noblesville, Indiana, I thought.
It's a nice place.
Isn't that weird?
That's very random. Is there no reason in particular?
No, none at all.
Yeah,
None at all.
Any roots in Indiana?
None at all. I don't know what happened, but I just remember looking at a map and go, yep, that seems like a cool town, Noblesville, Indiana.
It's pretty nice.
I've never been there, and I don't have any kind of desire to live there now. I was a weird kid.
It's kind of like the Irving of Indianapolis. Like they're big. They have like a big concert venue there.
Oh.
Or the Irving. Yeah, it's It's a nice suburb. It's really nice.
Okay, very cool. So why didn't you like your hometown there, or Newcastle?
Let's see. Between the drug problem in the town, and this is not a lie. While I was in high school there, because I went there for high school, I had a gun pulled on me twice.
In the school?
No. Once at the bus stop, and once walking home from school.
This is Newcastle, Indiana.
Yeah, the rough streets. By the way, the people that pulled the guns were also in high school, and I did nothing wrong either.
Did they know you?
Yeah.
So they knew you could pick them out of a lineup.
Yeah, I know. It was it just wasn't great.
Did they rob you?
Yes, the first one did. Yeah.
Did you get it back? Whatever they took.
It was a Walkman. A crappy. We didn't grow up with tons of money or anything, so I had a real crappy Walkman, and he stole it.
But still, in high school, that is like your escape.
At the bus stop at like 7 a.m.
That's not cool. Did the person get on the bus with you and just say, "Hi"?
He actually did.
What? I just robbed your Walkman.
Hey, he really did, with the gun too.
With the gun?
I know we're laughing about this, but it's really
Why
true.
did you get on the bus with this?
Well, I didn't know what to do. I got on the bus. He follows, and we get to the school, and I just remember because there were a couple other kids with us, and we were like, "We got to tell somebody, right?"
Right.
And we did, and he actually he went to the quote unquote alternative school. Shocking, I know.
Right.
Yeah, I know. So when he got off the bus, he and his buddy walked away from the school. Eventually, the police got him. But
okay, did you get your Walkman back?
I did. Yeah.
Goodness.
I know.
What tape was in it?
It was a mixed CD.
Oh, it was like, so it was a Discman.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did it skip a lot when you?
Oh, yeah. You take a step.
Oh, then you should say just take the thing. It sucks.
This is before we had an iPod, so.
Okay, yeah. I remember those days well, man. I biked around the University of Nebraska Lincoln with a Discman in my backpack and the earphones, up here, the big honkers, and those are good times. But if I ever bought one that skipped, man, I was angry until it died, and I had to get another one. And boy,
You remember even the anti-skip ones?
Yes,
very frequently.
Because they would what we call today buffering, right? They would kind of hold it for like 20 seconds.
Right,
so if you hit a big pothole or something, because remember, I would Velcro them on the dash of my '87 Honda Accord.
Yeah.
So if you go over a pothole, maybe it won't skip this time, and you would have a little tape adapter going.
Right.
Oh man, good times.
That's awesome.
Okay, so explain the Houston and Newcastle. Were you going back and forth? What's the story there?
We grew up in Houston. My dad was there. My mom and dad met there. The sad story is my mom is from Newcastle, and she really wanted to go back because she wasn't doing great with health. So we moved back in the early 2000s. She just kind of wanted to be there. Then she started doing better, so we just kind of hung around Newcastle through high school, and I ended up going to college in Indiana because it was close, it was easy, and I just couldn't wait to get back to Texas. So I'm just glad to be back here.
Yeah, and when you lived in Texas, the Houston area, you lived in Spring.
Yeah.
And I was right there. I was actually on FM 1960.
Oh, wow. Wow. We were
right?
I lived really close to Klein High School.
Okay. Yeah. So we were in the same school district then, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a small world.
Small world, yeah. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with FM 1960 and the hospital there toward Interstate 45.
Okay,
there's a hospital there. And if you... I'm giving a micro explanation of where I lived. So anybody wants to go down there and see where I lived, check this out. It's called Red Oak Place Apartments.
That's very micro. Mm-hmm.
It's the end of it. It's a dead end off of FM 1960 behind the hospital there. Mm-hmm. And it is so bad. I've talked about this, I'm sure, and I apologize for constantly repeating these stories, but it was bad enough back then in 2001 when I lived in that apartment. And then we moved down to 3rd Ward, okay? Now, 3rd Ward, we were fine. We were there for 2 years, never had a problem with anything, right? And then I tell the story where I moved to Omaha and had my car stereo stolen within the first 2 weeks of living there. And we lived on the outskirts of Omaha, so it wasn't like we were in downtown or something. So it's just crazy what happened. But here's my point about Red Oak Place Apartments, okay? So we eventually are living in Charleston, South Carolina, and a news story comes up about this guy barbecuing his girlfriend.
Oh, Barbecuing, not for his girlfriend.
No.
Barbecuing.
His girlfriend.
Okay.
In the parking lot at Red Oak Place Apartments.
Oh.
Where we had lived just a few years before. So, but I want to tell you that story, not to say that Spring, Texas is a bad place, because it is a beautiful town.
It is.
But it's not that far away from Red Oak Place Apartments, where yours truly lived. Just we did not enjoy our time in Houston, but hopefully you did. You liked it?
Not really. It was all right.
Yeah, okay.
I will say it was my second favorite place to live.
Second favorite place. Well, because you went to Ball State University. That's cool.
I did, yeah. David Letterman's the only guy I think that anyone would ever know that actually went there. Whether that's exciting or not, I don't know, but that's what happened. But I went there, studied meteorology, and...
Did you know from a kid that you wanted to be a weather boy?
Since I was 5. Literally, that's all I've ever wanted to do since I was 5 years old.
Cool.
And growing up in Houston, you get your fair share of exciting things to watch, whether it's the tropics, whether you get tornadoes or thunderstorms. Rarely would you get any sort of winter weather, but it kind of sets you up. I mean, if you live in this area, there's a lot of people that are really excited about weather because there's a lot of it.
I am.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. And there's a lot of cool stuff that happens around here, too. So
you enjoy doing the weather forecast for Dallas.
Yeah, I do.
And you said that a lot of stuff happens in Houston, but I'm sorry, Jesse. I mean, it's just humid and heat and gross, man.
I know. There's certain months it's really not exciting. But this is the place to be. This is like the best severe weather market you could be in.
Okay.
And
you get a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we are really known for, we have some serious hail here. I think that's probably our biggest claim to fame is because those things do some serious damage.
We had 3 hailstorms in March of 2021, which I know you know.
Yeah.
And one just damaged my vehicle to no end, and that was a long, drawn-out ordeal because the place that was repairing it shorted out part of the electronics.
Oh no!
Had to constantly go back. That thing literally was in the repair shop, back and forth while they tried to figure it out between March and December.
All for hail damage.
Well, basically from that original storm.
What kickstarted it?
And I probably had my vehicle half of that time driving it.
Gosh.
It's fun making payments on a vehicle that you can't drive.
Yeah, no joke.
But anyway, when I got it back, I literally, God's honest truth, I drove to the car dealer next door, 300 feet away from where I picked it up. I confirmed everything's working. I went over there and I bought a different vehicle because I had to get that bad karma out of my life. You know, it was not a fun.
Was that a pun?
Experience.
Karma?
Oh, it should have been. Let's say it is.
It was low hanging fruit, but I saw it. So, I grabbed it.
I mean, that's what you weather guys do.
That's what we do for a living. Yeah.
So, tell me, you get excited. You don't want to see people injured or property damage or lives lost.
No.
But the excitement of the weather it's like a drug for you guys.
We love it. I mean, we really do love the weather. That's one thing I will say is, so I have for the last decade plus have met with my friends from college. They live all over the country, and we will go storm chasing every single year. We'll take off 1 to 2 weeks a year in May, and we go all over the country. Usually those are the tornadoes you get excited for because they're touching down in fields, right?
Right.
We'll go out in the middle of Oklahoma or the panhandle of Texas or wherever. But yes, for the job's sake, I will say this. The older I get, the less I care for there to be severe weather or any sort of exciting stuff.
Yeah.
It used to be when I was younger, it was thrilling because it gives you something to do.
Right.
When it's August in North Texas,
95 and heat.
what do we do? Mm-hmm. Hey, drought.
Yeah.
Hey, sunny and hot. It gets a little hard to talk about the weather after a while. So yeah, it's a nice change up every now and then.
I can see. Hey, 5% less humidity today.
Yeah, right. Hey, look, we only hit 99 this afternoon.
That's right.
Woo.
We snapped our streak of 20 straight days above 100.
That's literally all you do. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I could see as you get older and you have a family, which we're going to discuss.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to be interrupted when you're at a ballet recital. Maybe that's a bad example. When you're at when you're at an event with your
90s,
kid,
yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, you know what? So what happens is it's exciting, but also the beast of working in news. When there's a severe weather threat, it introduces a lot of stress. Because and it's not just during the event. It's leading up to. It's the planning. It's the how you're going to get all the information out. It's getting everything prepared up to that point.
You can see it coming.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes. And as I say on the news, the weather guy's never wrong. Did you know that?
Well, sure. Let's just. I mean, the guest is always right. How about that?
That's so nice of you.
I will say, and I have. You can fact check because you're a weather guy. You're a weather nerd like me.
Yeah.
You could go and check my Twitter account, see the mornings that I have said, oh, the birds are chirping, something's going to happen, and cross-reference it with a big weather event here in Dallas every time.
Every time, really?
Every time, man.
You're going to have to tell me next time that happens because I need to really document this.
I will say you need to not make plans for tonight, Jesse, because you're going to be working.
Yeah, that would be great if you could do that. That'd be more predictable than the schedule I have now. So that'd be great. That would be really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. But I can imagine that, and I don't want to get you in trouble with your bosses, but let's go back to Charleston, okay?
Okay.
I was the program director for a station there, news talk station. We covered football around the Carolina Panthers and the South Carolina Gamecocks, okay? Well, I love football. I'm a football junkie. Yeah. But, man, I hated football season because you had to go through the logs and make sure all the technical stuff was good so you didn't go off the air. And then something would happen, and you're in the middle of a game, and you're like, oh, my gosh, when is football season over?
Yeah, right.
The station keeps kicking off the air, and I have to dial in or I have to drive in, and, it's just a nightmare, right? Tell me. As you're getting older, does some of this stuff kind of irritate you?
It's, it definitely does. I would say the job doesn't steal the passion or anything like that, but there's definitely, when you add some sort of responsibility to your passion, it's my responsibility, it's my job.
Right.
It takes a little bit of the excitement away. You know what I'm saying? Kind of what you're insinuating.
Yeah,
you got to go through all this stuff and rather than just enjoy it. In fact, you remember Ice Apocalypse in February when
Sure do.
It was so cold and awful and snowing and all that. I was on the paternity leave. Dads get some time off, which is cool. It was one of the first times in a long time I was able to just enjoy a cool weather event. It was an interesting weather event, and I was off, and I was like, man, I really do love the weather. This is great. I forgot about this. Yeah.
Right. I went in for a major surgery on February 3rd, and I said, you know what's going to happen? There's going to be this awesome snowstorm that I'm not going to be able to enjoy because I'm going to be laying around with this labrum tear thing on my hip area, and I know this is what's going to happen. And I said that out loud, and I was like, all right, so you guys just plan on it. And what hit about Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
I mean,
the birds must have been chirping, I think, that morning.
I see what you did there. But I'm just saying, I didn't get to enjoy it, and I am a snowhound, Jesse. So fix it, as I always tell you to on Twitter. Fix that. Make sure it's only snowing when I'm able to enjoy it.
Where are you from originally?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, so you love snow because you're from the South, and you don't see it very often. Is that right?
It was probably once, maybe twice a year that we would miss some school because of a snow event. But it was few and far between. Let me tell you, when I told you I'm a weather nerd earlier in this conversation, let me buttress that with this. I would wake up so early for school before the sun came up. Yeah. And I would tune my AM radio. This is big time nerd out time, okay? And I would tune it to AM 700 WLW out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Why? Because I wanted to hear the school closings for Ohio and Kentucky and think, all right, it's just 2 states away. Maybe it'll
Whoa, that's
bad.
That's
pathetic.
That's pretty deep nerdy. That's really nerdy.
That is, I mean. I would have the Weather Channel on quite a bit.
Let me raise you one. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah, what do you got?
You know, Local on the 8s.
Local on the 8s
on the Weather Channel, right?
Yep.
This is a true story.
Music.
Horrible music. Yeah, elevator music.
Yes.
I used to love when my mom and dad would leave to go to the grocery store. Okay. This was what I was excited about as a kid. Then what I would do is I'd run into the living room. I'd put the TV on mute and turn it on the Weather Channel. Yeah. And then I'd stand in front of the TV and wait for Local on the 8th so I could practice.
Nice.
This is when I was like 12, 13 years old.
Because all it is a National Weather Service printout, like basically, the text from it. And you would stand there and just read it. That's awesome.
I would stand right in front of it and act like it was a chroma key or a green screen. And I would like touch the TV was like a 26-inch, like,
look at you.
CRT. Like,
you were practicing.
I was practicing, yeah. Because I loved it.
All right. So you were a weather nerd? I mean, we are escalating this now.
Yeah, we are.
This is a pop quiz.
Okay.
When was the 5-day business planner on the Weather Channel? What time during the hour?
5-day business planner.
It was on twice an hour. What time?
I don't know. I'm going to say top and bottom of the hour. I don't know.
20 and 50 past.
Come
on now.
Good Lord.
I'm telling you.
So why didn't you become a meteorologist?
Math.
Oh.
I don't like math.
I
was going to minor in meteorology. I went to school for broadcasting, journalism in University of Nebraska. And I was looking, you have to have 3 minors. So I did history, geography. And I was like, what could my other one be? How about meteorology? Oh, I hope you like some math. I do not. Thank you, though. And I went on to English or something. Yeah, I think is my other one.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Okay, so you enjoyed the university experience at Ball State?
Yeah, I did. It was a good school.
Yeah.
It was a really good school. Now, I just touching back quickly on your love for snow. No. I will tell you something. When you live in the I was the same way. I remember seeing snow for the first time when I was like a teenager because we moved to Indiana and it was a big deal, right? It gets old very, very fast.
Yeah, I hear that. Not to me.
Very, very fast. How long did you live in Nebraska?
I've lived in Scottsbluff, Nebraska during its second coldest and second wettest winter ever.
Wow.
While a blizzard was happening in Atlanta, Jesse.
That's so not fair.
Then I went to college for 4 years. I think it was 4 or 5 winters there in Lincoln. I've also lived in Omaha. And everyone said, I hate snow. I hate snow. I'm like, man, are you kidding me? I love this
So you're
stuff.
Still there. You're still there, huh?
I still love
Even after living in Nebraska for years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I got problems.
You do have problems.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
I have when we lived in New Jersey, I had to shovel the driveway by hand. Right? I didn't have a snowblower. Just out there. It was, gosh, I got to look this up. It was about a foot of snow. And it was a long driveway. And I was out there huffing and puffing and because my wife had to catch a flight. And it's so hard to explain this. And anyway, and I just remember being miserable out there, but thinking, I love this snow, man. I'm going to build stuff in the backyard for the kids. I built an ice track for them and stuff. And
you loved the snow when you had big responsibilities as a husband and you were doing the only thing I ever remember actually it was Christmas Day. We had a big storm in Indiana. I skipped the presents on Christmas morning just to go jump out in the snow.
See?
Yeah, you're right.
Boy, we are a couple of nerds, man.
We are a couple of nerds.
Are there videotapes of you doing the weather at Ball State University in your possession?
Oh,
and if so, can you put them on YouTube, please?
I will. There's definitely one somewhere. When I was in college practicing, there's one somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. I was 800 pounds lighter and very dorky. Very dorky looking.
There's tapes of me somewhere, and they ain't pretty.
No,
like there's a bad haircut. There's all sorts of. It's not good. I just hope that they've been destroyed somehow. Thank goodness I was doing that stuff before the internet was around.
Dude, the internet is a very scary place.
Right? I've told my kids it's a different world for you.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really bad.
Don't get on there. Don't do it.
If you wouldn't say it in front of a crowd, like if you wouldn't, I'm telling you, if you wouldn't say it in front of your grandma, if you wouldn't say it in front of a crowd, and it will live forever. Yeah. And ever and ever. No matter what you say. You do.
Safety tip there. Okay, so Ball State University. Then what did you do after that?
Oh, man, that was kind of here's a great semester this is interesting to nobody but me. So Ball State and Lafayette, Indiana, Muncie and Lafayette, they're 2 hours away from each other.
Okay.
My last semester of college, I got my first TV job at WLFI, small market in Lafayette, like Market 189. And I was so dumb. I took the job and I had one more semester to go full time. And I took this job in Lafayette, which was full-time. I was doing full-time credits and driving 2 hours to work in the afternoon, working 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever, and then driving 2 hours back.
No.
It was very unpleasant.
Wait, when did you get off the air?
So on Eastern time, which the news comes on at 11. I love Central Time news because it comes on at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
So 11:30 was when I'd get off the air, and I would drive back, and I'd get back home around like 1:30 to 2 in the morning. And then I would wake up at like 6, do my college classes, do my homework, do the whatever.
That had to be a hellacious semester.
It was very, very stupid of me.
Did you
Very
ever
stupid.
almost fall asleep driving back one way or the other?
No, but I got a speeding ticket on a country road, and I will never forget that because it was 1 in the morning.
Wait, how close was it to Lafayette?
I was like right in the middle. But I remember this because I was so mad because it was like 1 in the morning. No one's out at 1 in the morning on a country
Right.
road. I was going 65 and a 50, and I got a ticket. Come on. I was very upset.
What?
I'm still bitter about it. That was like 10 years ago.
But I thought you could play that, hey, I'm your local weather boy.
But not where I was driving. You got to remember, I'm driving across the
Yeah.
entire state.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
That's why I was wondering how close you were to Lafayette.
Yeah, not close enough.
Okay.
Not close enough.
So get this. At 3 in the morning, out in the middle of nowhere where I live,
Uh-huh.
they had just recently at a 3-way intersection put up a stop sign. And just like less than 2 weeks before that. And I turned right without stopping.
Uh-huh.
Didn't put a blinker on.
Ooh.
Literally, I'm the only person that, and then this cop pulls me over
Ooh.
for not stopping and not using a signal. I'm like, bro,
Come on.
for real?
Yeah. Who was around you? Nobody?
I'm
Just
sorry.
the cop?
You know what? If I were a female, I wouldn't even have, not even gotten a warning. Ma'am, drive safely.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, stop it. Okay, fun fact, Lafayette, named after Marquis de Lafayette, has more places in the United States named for him than any other foreigner.
Really?
Isn't that fun?
There's like, there's a lot of towns that they're pronounced a little bit differently around. I know what you're talking about now because I think there's like an Oklahoma that's like Lafayette.
Oh.
And there's Lafayette and Lafayette. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So after Lafayette,
Yeah.
Indiana.
Went to Lafayette, worked there, met my wife there.
Okay.
She was my wife. So I had to sound like I did that Borat thing. It was very weird. I was like, I met my wife.
Is she from Indiana?
Very weird. She's from Chicago.
Okay.
She was a weekend anchor.
Oh, wow.
So we
look
met
at that.
yeah, so we met there. Then I went over to Fort Wayne, Indiana for about a year. No, it's 2 years. 2 years there. And then we moved to Kansas City together. She was still in news. I was in news. We worked there for
cool.
about a year and a half.
Wow.
And then I moved to Dallas, and she got out of news, and here we are
And here you are
in Dallas.
Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah,
Wow, that is a rapid
it's a lot.
ascension,
You
sir. From Lafayette, Fort Wayne, Kansas City, Dallas. My gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty quick,
Yeah.
and it was exciting at that time. But man, it was hard to make friends and keep them because you're moving every year and a half to a brand new city, brand new state.
Yeah, I'd like to use that as an excuse for why I don't have friends.
Yes.
But it's just me. But But how long have you been here doing weather?
5 years.
Yeah.
5 years. This is the longest I've been at a station, and I love it here.
That's cool.
I'm not going anywhere.
Dallas loves you, Jesse.
That's good to hear.
But you've had other jobs in your past.
I have, God.
Cashier.
Cashier. Got fired from that job.
Why were you skimming off the top?
It's kind of, yeah.
Oh no! What? What?
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you this story. I don't care.
Oh no!
I was young enough that it doesn't even matter. Kind of. Okay. So I discovered. So it was a grocery store called Marsh, which I don't think they have them anywhere near here, and they have like your Kroger Plus card type of thing. You get a rewards card, whatever. I learned how to make fake ones on the register. And these are like old registers too. So we had this promotion going, right? Not like that. Not like the ching ching. Like
Why
not
do
those.
I feel like I'm gonna end up editing this story out to save you?
Nope. Keep it. I don't care. I don't care. Keep it. I was a teenager. I was dumb. So anyway, I learned how to make these cards, and we had this promotion go. By the way, remember we grew up with zero money, right? So this was a big deal to me.
Okay, all right.
What would happen is if on that card, when you spent $50, they print out a $5 like gift card of sorts.
Okay.
So what I would do is when people forgot their Marsh card, so they could still get the discount, I would plug in one of my numbers that I created. I was helping the people, Keith. I was helping the people. You understand?
I kinda.
I would build it up to like $48, $49, and then I would get like $5, $6 worth of groceries and get it for free for myself. So I did that, and somehow, I know, that was bad. Somehow the bigwigs found out after months, but this was like months after it stopped. So and I remember they called me in the back office,
Oh, no.
and it was some guy from corporate, and he was like, real big and tough, and he like was leaning over the desk. He's like, "Do you know why I'm here?" And mind you, a couple months had passed, and I was like, "No, I really no idea why you're here. Why are you here?" He's like, "What do you know about coupon fraud?" And I was like, I still didn't. I wasn't even lying to him. I was like, I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, then he got real tough cop on me. He's like, we can do this I'm not kidding. He's like, we do this the hard way, then we do this the easy way. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And we can get the police down here too. Mind you, I've literally no freaking idea what he's talking about. God. So he finally kind of talked about the marsh cars. I was like, oh yeah. I totally did that. And he's like, you're admitting it. I'm like, well, yeah, you're here from Cincinnati, from corporate. Yeah, I'm admitting it. Why would you be here if you didn't know I did that? Oh. And let me rewind. The first thing he said, "Do you know why I'm here?" I want to say stolen a moon pie, but I was like, "Is this about the moon pie?" he goes, "Moon pie?"
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, never mind. No.
Yeah, let's move
so
on.
why are you here? Coupon fraud, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so then I got fired, but
oh man.
Then I became a server at Bob Evans down on the farm.
How did that work out?
It was all right. I did it through college. Didn't steal from there, so.
You never dropped food into somebody's lap, I hope. Oh no.
No, I don't think so.
No drinks got knocked over by you.
Let me try to nothing crazy happened. Mm-hmm. No, I think Bob Evans was pretty tame.
Okay. You were a bag boy going back to grocery
I was
stores.
a bag boy first, yeah.
Do people tip? Because that seems like a dying thing. Like it's no longer people tip well, no one takes their groceries out to the car for you anymore.
Yeah, no. I would just get yelled at for putting things in the wrong bag. That was pretty much it.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I don't care for that. You know what I don't care for? I don't care for taking the apples and just dropping them in a bag so they bruise up.
Yeah, bag boys.
Did you do that?
What's your problem? Of course.
What? You didn't just gently...
No.
Wait,
no.
You got to hand them back to us.
Screw you and screw your apples. I don't care.
Wow, that's not...
I'm getting paid $5 an hour. I don't care about your apples.
Just hand me the apples.
Take the apples. You can have them.
Drop them in the bag.
I don't want your stupid apples.
Okay, well, I don't want them bruised. So who in your life has had the biggest impact on you?
That'd be my mom, I would say.
Tell us
mom.
about her.
Man, my mom was such a good person, and I learned a lot from her because the biggest thing I learned from her was do not let people take advantage of you because she was like the sweetest soul, and everyone says that about their mother, right? But she would give way more than she had, and was never given back in any way. No one ever did anything really for her. So, and she was always positive and always sweet. So I love that woman.
Yeah.
She's really something special.
Unfortunately, you lost her recently.
Yeah, I did. Back in June of 2020. This was a really bad time to lose somebody because it was during the peak of the pandemic thing. God. Let me tell you, it was...
We lost our humanity.
I was a minute away from losing my mind.
Sure.
I'm trying to keep my language tame.
No, I can't imagine.
But it wasn't COVID. She had some other stuff going on. She went into the hospital for a problem, and we kind of noticed her mind was going a little bit, and we were nervous because they wouldn't let any of us in to visit her. We could only call the nurses station. And that's not an easy thing to do in the middle of a pandemic and get some information. And it kind of felt like she was just there, and it was it was months. She was in there for like a couple of months, and we could not get any strict information other than finally one day we get a call, not to bring the conversation down, but we get this call, and it was from the doctor, and he's like, well, we have some really serious decisions to make. And I'm like, where the hell have you been?
Right.
Why can't we go? I almost stormed into the hospital at some point, but mind you, I'm in Texas. My dad can't go. She's by herself. She's not answering her cell phone.
In Indiana, right?
In Indiana, yeah. That was a very rough time, and I learned a lot of things from that experience, which I won't talk about here. Just personally, I learned a lot there and about how the world operates.
Yeah,
I was extremely angry about all that, and then sadly, I mean, again, this is past, so I can say it was horrible to say this, but the next time I saw her, she was on hospice at home, and she was not quite there. Yeah. You know, she would see things that weren't there, and she went from fine, sick, she was sick, obviously, but there to just, there was. Yeah. It was not,
And not to dwell on this, but you recently became a dad, and
Yeah.
that had to be excruciating
Yeah.
to have a newborn, and your mom would potentially be a grandparent, but you lose her before the birth.
Yeah.
That had to hurt.
It was awful.
Still.
It was awful. It still hurts. Yeah. I still think about it all the time.
And when did you become a dad?
She was born January 15th of 2021, and Mom passed away June of 2020. So we were able to tell Mom that we were pregnant. And I remember having a really deep conversation with my dad because we knew that time was running out for my mom.
Yeah.
So I remember bringing him outside, and I was like, Dad, I have something to tell. This is when I told my dad, too. I was like, listen, this is really exciting news. Elizabeth's pregnant. And we're thrilled about this. And he's extremely thrilled. And we shared a great moment. And then it got to the point I was like, okay, listen, here's where I'm having a real problem. Do I tell Mom? Because there's a high chance she's not going to make it to the birth. And would that destroy her internally if you say, hey, guess what? We're having a baby, but you're probably not going to meet her or hit. Well, we didn't know what it was at the time. And he's like, yeah, you got to tell her. You need to tell her. She'll love that. So I remember at this point, Mom had kind of just given up. She was just kind of ready. She suffered a lot for more than just this period of time. For a long,
because you
long
had
time.
talked about earlier in the conversation moving back to Indiana because of health issues for her.
Exactly.
So she struggled for a while.
Many years, and she finally accepted. She's like, you know what? I'm just done. Like I tried, and she did. She fought like hell for a long, long time.
Yeah.
She's like, I tried. There's nothing else I can do. I'm really over it. So she had kind of stopped eating and just really just kind of given up. It was just there. So I told her, and you could tell she was super excited. And when I flew back to Texas, Dad said that really had kind of given her she was like trying to eat. She couldn't really eat. She was very weak. She couldn't eat very much. But then it went very shortly after, she passed away. So it was hard. And I think about it all the time. You and I were talking, like, I'd love to send pictures of my daughter or have her, because now my dad lives here. And I'd love for her to be here. We talk about it all the time. We'll be driving, just driving around town. But man, I wish she was here. Like, man, I wish she could see this. Man, I wish she could see that. But
that's the worst part, man. I tell you, my dad passed away in 2017. And even to this day, as weird as this sounds, I have that impulse. And it doesn't happen as often as it used to. It used to happen every time I would take a memorable picture of the kids doing something or at a sporting event that they were taking in or something like that. You have that impulse where you want to text them a picture and oh wait, nope. And I want that to stop.
I know. The finality of death it's hard to accept, especially when it's it's like someone that close to you. It's really hard to fathom that it's forever. Yeah. And I still haven't really gotten there yet. And I'm sorry to hear about your dad. And I know that I can sympathize. It's rough. It's really rough.
Yeah. Yeah. It's no fun losing a parent.
No.
Okay. So, but you got your dad down here.
I do.
That's pretty cool.
It is great.
So he lives down here.
Yeah. We finally got him back down here. He was originally from, he's actually from Lebanon. So that's where my Hawila comes from.
Aha.
So he but then he moved to Houston when he was in his 20s. So he lived there. So he's back in Texas, which is great.
Okay. He's liking it here compared to Indiana?
Oh, yeah. Because he's really independent and he loves to go on walks.
That's good.
So, like, you can walk in November and December here. In January, even. You can't really do that in Indiana.
I know, weather guy.
All right, well, let me tell you.
We want winter.
No, we do not want winter. See, listen. I will fight you on this. You can live in December here in Texas in January and February. You can't live in the Midwest. It's hard. It's hard.
Toughen up.
You're right.
Okay, so you mentioned to us your wife, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Okay. You both became parents about a year ago.
Uh-huh.
So tell us about your wife and your introduction into parenthood.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. So you guys have one Mother's Day and one Father's Day under your belt so far.
We do. Yeah, we do. It's been the greatest thing ever. Everyone thinks their kids are just so perfect. Well, when they're little, I think.
Yeah.
Then they get older, then
when they learn to talk.
Yeah, when they think for themselves.
Right.
Man.
Just wait till they start driving.
Oh, gosh.
You will never sleep again.
That's got to be
If
scary.
you think if you don't sleep now
God.
with a newborn, just wait until they're out, when they're still away from the house and you're trying to fall asleep.
That's not, I don't think I can handle that.
It's not easy.
Because I just get nervous seeing her crawl away from the living room,
Right.
let alone drive a car.
Just wait till she's behind the wheel. Yeah, my son got into an accident.
Oh, no.
Right after he started driving.
Oh, no.
You're like, I want to see proof of life. You know?
Right.
Like seriously, like I want to see his
right.
face. I want to hear his voice.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
That is scary.
And now I'm just terrified waiting for the insurance rates. See what that does.
Right.
So anyhow.
Way to go, son.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad you're alive.
But now I'm going to kill you.
Wait until I guilt trip you over the cost of insurance now.
Yeah.
It was already high enough considering you're 16. Anyhow. So you're enjoying being a dad.
Yeah, man, it's really great. I've got a little redhead girl, which is what we wanted. And also, quick side note, too. My mom, when we told her we were having a baby, this is before we knew anything about the baby. She was like, it's going to be a redheaded girl. I'm like, but she was kind of like out of it. And I was like, we hope so, Mom. And she's like, no, it's a redheaded girl. I was like,
wait, is Elizabeth redheaded? Okay.
And she really knew because we were desperately wanting a redheaded girl. That was what we really wanted because my wife's a redhead, her sister's a redhead, her grandmother's a redhead. It's kind of like this love of gingers in this house.
Right. Cool.
I remember when she was being born, I was in the room. Thankfully, they let me in the room. How exciting. I was watching the baby being born. What a privilege.
What a privilege.
And I was like, oh, she's got red hair. And I remember telling mom, I was like, babe, it was like, her hair's red. Like, we got a redhead. Like, oh my God. So
cool.
It's been great, man. She's absolutely the best. And now that she's almost a year old, she's like developing this personality and laughing more. And it's a lot and it's great.
How does your boxer bulldog mix Jackson deal with her?
He's really uninterested.
Really?
Yeah, he's kind of old grouchy at this point. I got him when I was leaving college. So he's like 10 years old. He's a very much like, feed me, leave me alone.
Well, that kind of sounds like me.
Same way. Let me sleep. Yeah. Let me poop. Just feed me and just let me be, please. That's how he is.
Okay, well, that's cool. So
again, very relatable. You're right.
Yeah. So he stays out of the way then.
Yeah, he doesn't really. He doesn't really care for her too much.
Okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, in the realm of hobbies.
Yeah.
Right. You've got playing music here. What instrument are we talking about?
The drums. Yeah. I'm a drummer. Big music fan. Big music fan.
How'd you get into the drums?
When I was in, middle school or high school, you try out. I was in percussion through high school, and I just really enjoyed it. There was, you try out different instruments. I was like, I like this one. There was no real, like, I've always wanted to be a drummer. It was actually, it was fun.
That's cool,
man. Time. Yeah. So I've enjoyed, I was in so many bands in high school.
Okay.
And
you drum kit to this day?
Still do. Yeah, okay. Still hang out. I never really play it. It collects dust. I got no one to play with.
Oh,
and drums are super annoying if you're by yourself. Unless you're really good, which I am not.
Minute. If you're by yourself,
yeah,
I would think it's annoying for the people that live with you if you're not by yourself.
If you're really good drummer, I'm sure it's great. I am not. So it's just not fun. I can play with some,
How do you teach someone to play the drums?
You start with real basic stuff. Just like drum set. I remember the first thing you learn is, you just hit your hi-hat on 1, 2, 3, 4, your bass drum on 1 and 3, and your snare on 2. So, and then you just kind of expand from there. That's the first thing you learn. It's like baby steps.
All right. Can I come to your house and you'll teach me?
Absolutely.
Give me something
Stay away from my drum set.
Wait, yeah. No. I want to learn on you. You're going to teach me drums.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to teach you drums.
Right?
Absolutely.
I only want to learn one song.
What song?
My entire, for the last 30 years, I said if I could just learn one song on the drums, then I'll be a happy man. It's not a big deal. It's Toad the Wet Sprocket, and the song is Come Down. I just love the sound of the drums on Come Down by Toad the Wet Sprocket. Can you teach me how to play it sometime?
I got to hear it first. Is it complicated? How is it?
I don't know. I'm not a good judge because I don't play the drums.
Because you're not a drum. Well, I'd have to listen to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it for you here.
Let's hear it.
Hang on, here we go.
We can get this part. Does it get more complicated?
No. Let me
Oh yeah, we got you.
Hold on, let me find the drum breakdown in the middle here. Hang on. Instrumental interlude, if you will. Okay, here we go.
We can teach you that.
Okay, hang on.
Waiting for it.
Pretty simple, right?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah,
right?
dude.
See, it's
We
just
got
simple.
you.
Okay, cool.
We got you.
All right, we're doing this.
So I'm an avid listener of death metal, and progressive, and just crazy stuff.
And
right?
you can play it too?
No. Well, I can double bass pretty well.
Okay.
So I've got speed there in my feet, but if you were gonna play one of those, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know about that. We can handle that.
All right.
You're gonna come over. We're gonna learn it.
Oh, we're totally doing this. Okay,
Yeah.
I can't wait. So it's just collecting dust.
Uh-huh.
You gotta break.
Yeah, I know.
How's the wife gonna respond to the drum kit getting used? And the baby
That's
and
not
Jackson.
That's not gonna work. Jackson doesn't care. He usually goes away. It's upstairs by itself,
Okay.
so it's separated. But with the baby, it's probably not gonna.
Well, wait till she goes, doing her thing somewhere with the kid.
Right. Maybe I'll have to teach her to be interested in it, and then.
Okay, let me know when she's on board with when she's interested in it and she thinks they're cool.
Yeah.
Then you invite me over.
We'll come over. We'll have a big jam session. It'll be good.
And that's what stinks. It's not like one of those things, one of those instruments that you can just bring it to my house. Hey, come over here and teach me,
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I have to come to you because
Right,
the kid
right.
is right there.
Yeah, I have friends that play guitar, and they're like, "Hey, you want to come over and jam?" I'm like, "I ain't hauling this crap over to your house.
Right.
Take your little guitar and your little amp, and you come over
Right,
here.
thank
What's wrong
you.
with
I
you?
can't believe you even suggest
Yeah.
such a thing.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with you people?
Now, you're video game guy.
Oh man,
Still?
huge Nintendo nerd.
Still?
Yes, still very
for
much.
you.
The upstairs where the drums exist
Wait.
is
Like a man cave you got going on here.
It's a man cave, and maybe a nerd cave more than a
Don't
man
lose
cave.
it, man.
A man cave is like war memorabilia and
sports.
maps and sports, and this is like
Nerd
Mario and Zelda figurines, and
Zelda.
it's just a lot.
That's a
going
game I
on.
could never figure out, man.
It's such a good franchise. Yeah, dude, it's a great sanctuary upstairs. I'll have to show you pictures when we're done.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Do you watch sports though?
No, my wife is a big sports fan.
Oh yeah.
She's a big Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Okay.
Because where we lived in Kansas
Yeah,
City,
yeah,
we were
yeah.
the home of the Chiefs back at that station, and really kind of got sucked into that franchise. And
You're gonna lose that man cave to her, that nerd cave.
I know.
She's gonna turn it into a sports bar.
She'll call me and she'll be like, "Oh, they did this or that," or this. I'm like, "Oh, cool."
Is that bad?
Wow. Yeah. I hate when that happens. It's weird because she's definitely the sports fan.
Okay.
I watch it. I watch football because she watches it.
Yeah, you understand it.
It's so weird, isn't it, to hear that?
It totally. I mean, it feels like I'm interviewing a woman.
I know. That's right. So I make.
My spouse watches football,
Yeah.
and I understand it. I think.
I sit there and I talk to my friends about how annoying it is that she's watching the game. It just drives me nuts.
That's awesome. Okay, so tell you what, I will teach you some more football knowledge that you could share with her.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll lessen the blow of me coming over learning.
That's fine.
Right?
That's fine.
Okay, cool.
Go sports.
Yeah. So Pokemon.
Yes, Pokemon.
Yeah, you're younger than me because I was already an adult. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was already an adult.
Mid-90s, late 90s?
Yeah.
Late 90s,
Because I was in college, 94, 98. So that was a thing after I was a kid.
I'm saying you look my age. You look like you're in your young 30s.
Oh, wow.
I really thought, yeah.
Can you go everywhere with me?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
I really thought you were my age.
No, I'm 45.
And then you were talking about your kids were driving. I'm like, man, well, good for you, dude.
Okay, well, thanks.
Yeah.
When I was a kid
Mm-hmm.
and I was 18 and I looked 12, it wasn't the best feeling.
Right,
But
right.
when I'm 90 and I look 60, that's going to be awesome.
There's a payoff. There's a payoff.
Okay, so
Yeah.
but the Pokemon thing.
Yeah.
Did you do the little smartphone and going all over the place and
So Pokemon Go, I
that's different.
played for like a little while.
Okay.
I collect the old cards, like
Yeah.
the ones
Okay.
from back when I was a kid.
That's what I'm more familiar with.
And I've kind of the hobby's really regenerated recently, and I've really been into collecting those and
The cards.
the cards.
Okay.
It is not a cheap hobby anymore. It is really quite something. But
So you did the phone thing with Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
So here's my follow-up.
uh-huh.
Where's the strangest place you've ever like caught a Pokemon?
Cemetery.
See, that's
Super weird, isn't it?
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Because I've been to cemeteries and there's a sign up that says, please, don't be doing the Pokemon thing here. Like, literally, like, there's this nice entrance at this cemetery that I'm thinking of this
Right.
experience I had. I may have even tweeted out the sign. I don't know. And it talks about how, it just says, hey, well, there's mourners here. Could you not chase Pokemons through the graveyard?
Yep.
How do they end up in sensitive places like that?
I don't really know. This was an old cemetery back in Kansas City. It was like one of the ones where like the 1800s, like and it was just kind of on the outskirts. No one's visiting. Everyone's.
I got you.
But again, I don't play anymore, and that's one of the reasons. It got really too crazy.
Okay.
And you're right. It's like let the people rest. Why are you trying to catch Pikachu over here? This is weird.
It's weird.
It's super weird.
Yeah. Have you ever had to pay to enter a place to capture a Pokemon? I've literally, as I'm having this conversation with you, I'm not feigning ignorance. I've never seen a Pokemon on a phone or anything. What does it look like? Does it? How far out do you have to be?
You can literally be anywhere. It's kind of like map based, so wherever you are, they'll follow. You'll find some no matter where you go. I would never pay for that. Some people are crazy. Have you looked around lately?
Yeah. Thank you. I've lost all hope.
Me too.
Yeah.
Man.
So when it comes to music, getting back to that, you mentioned death metal, which you enjoy.
Big time.
I know indie rock very well.
Yes.
I've never heard the term grindcore. What is that?
Grindcore. Imagine death metal, but even scarier, and very kind of like.
Wait a minute! It makes death metal look like a walk in the park.
Yeah. So you think of like more complex time signatures, a little more fast, crazy screaming from high pitch to low pitch.
You're not teaching me the drums
to the pig
for
squeal.
grindcore.
To the pig squeal.
Pig squeal.
Are you familiar with the pig squeal?
Hang on a second. Hang on.
You're gonna have to look this up if you haven't.
Hang on a second. Hang on. I got you. Hang on. I need to.
He keeps a death metal singer in his desk just for these occasions.
Oh my gosh! I didn't realize I had a brownie mix down
What, this is college? You got ramen in there?
Hang on. There's a thumbtack that was waiting to bite me.
Gosh.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
Like Mary Poppins' purse over here. What do you got? What's next?
Oh, you really want me to drag all this out?
Okay, a helmet. That is the... Watch my sports knowledge. Hold on. Wait. I can figure this out because you're from Atlanta.
Oh,
it's the Falcons.
yeah.
See? That's that weather boy knowledge. Look at that.
Look at that. Here's a puppet.
You guys would not believe
There's a lot of hats.
there's a lot happening here.
There's a lot.
Brownie mix,
Oh,
a frog.
you recognize that helmet?
Oh, yeah. That's the Atlanta baseball team.
They're the world champions.
Yeah, the Atlanta Braves.
Thank you. Good job.
The Braves.
I didn't know this was down here. More hats.
More hats.
Hang on. Oh, look at all these
Y'all have no idea what's happening over here. There's a lot going on
It's
this
like little
desk.
hockey figures.
Uh-huh.
And there's like a...
Does Atlanta have a hockey team?
Oh, I forgot that Beavis...
Beavis! Now we're talking my language.
Okay. Look at that little...
You King of the Hill fan, too?
Yeah.
Oh, Maraca.
Yeah.
Small one.
Let's see. Hang on. I mean, there's a lot that
There is a lot. Okay,
Honestly, I'm finding stuff that I didn't even realize.
Brownie mix, helmets, frogs, Beavis, and maracas,
Okay.
and hats.
In mail that I forgot to open. Oops.
IRS. What's IRS?
Oh,
Nice.
it's a back scratcher.
back scratch.
I need this in here on my desk. Hang on.
How large is this thing?
I didn't. I've most of it's dumped on the floor.
My God.
Just pulling up the. Anyway.
What?
I didn't even find what I was looking for.
But you found everything. You have a thrift store on your desk right now. You can open up a thrift store.
You said pig squeal.
Yeah.
And I can't even find my little my squeezable pig. Where Where is it? Oh, he's over there on the TV.
There he is.
Stupid pigs. Look at this.
How did he even get over there?
Pigs fly, apparently.
That's right.
So see this? So when you say pig squeal.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Kind of.
So this is kind of like an instrument.
It's the voice. Am I allowed to play? Here, I'm going to show you. Stand by.
yeah.
I know exactly where to find. What is it?
Can I play the maracas to that?
Yeah, go ahead. That's a pig squeal. You have a freaking tambourine.
I heard a grunt. I didn't hear a pig squeal.
It's kind of a pig squealy. I can't do it.
Huh.
But yeah, music's great.
Music's great.
Big time indie rock fan too. So yeah, I can listen to things with my wife that she likes.
Uh-huh. She's not into grindcore?
She's not really into it. No.
Like, where do you get to play that without her, like, do you wait till they leave the house?
On my drive here.
Yeah.
When I'm by myself.
Okay.
Can
you sing along to grindcore?
Yeah, you can. The lyrics aren't really happy, but you can. I'm not sure that that's edible anymore.
This right here is
When did that expire?
wow. It's been here a long time. It only expired last month.
Oh.
So.
But with the amount of preservatives that's probably made in the maybe the 80s. Look at that.
Gosh, I am sad.
You can still make it.
Yeah, don't judge me.
Toughen up. Yeah, put that back up.
You want me to make you one of these after the interview here?
I'd like to survive the rest of the week. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Jesse can't do the weather tonight. He has food poisoning.
Yeah, is that
Brownie, it's a called a mug cake.
Oh, a mug cake, yeah.
Caramel brownie flavored brownie mix. Duh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so sorry for the diversion there.
No, that was great. I just shocked how much you have in that desk.
And I didn't even pull it all up here. Forget it. So, all right, I love this. Yeah, the last book you read was Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. That's a good one. What an intelligent guy.
Big Jordan Peterson fan. Mm-hmm. Big Jordan Peterson fan.
Yeah, he is. He's a brilliant mind.
He really is. And he gets a lot of issues. I know from the internet. People give him crap, but he is.
He doesn't care.
You got to listen to him. He's brilliant. He's an extremely brilliant mind, and he just has a really good grasp of how to handle life.
Yeah, that's well said.
I just love it.
Yep.
Big fan.
Yep.
Big fan.
Your favorite book that you've read is a book called The Outsiders. What's that about?
Yeah, so you may remember the movie back in the 80s. I think it was back in the 80s, based on the book, actually. There was a good cast in that. You may have to Google it because I can't even. I'm having Ralph Macchio, I think, was in it.
Oh, wow.
Tom Cruise might have been in it. It was back in the day. But yeah, it's kind of about two different social classes and how they don't really clash very well.
Oh, wow. That sounds
how
good.
they don't go together. Yeah, it's a good book.
Okay.
It's a great book. Classic.
Let's see here. I love this. I ask the question, what's your favorite app? His response is, sadly, TikTok.
I hate that.
Do you have an account on TikTok?
I do, but I don't. I mean, most of the stuff I post like my daughter's stuff, but I don't really post stuff. I scroll because there's a lot of funny stuff. It reminds me of Vine a lot, and I was a big Vine fan.
Oh yeah,
it's all I've got. I'm not really into the whole dancing. What do they call the e-boys? Are you familiar with e-boys?
No.
Yeah, these.
Well, you're on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter.
Yeah.
Kind of. On Facebook, on Twitter.
You give us the weather on Twitter?
I do. I do give you the...
That's where I was introduced to you. Yeah. Before I watched you on TV, I knew you from Twitter.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is actually, and I think you can appreciate this, being young, being on TV, being in a medium where you are having to constantly communicate with people. Honestly, man, I get my weather reports from Twitter.
There's good stuff on there.
Yeah, like I have alerts set up for you and other meteorologists. I'm sorry, I'm seeing a couple of other meteorologists behind your back.
How could you?
But they're all part of the WFAA family.
Okay, that's fine.
Not
That's fine.
really. Not
No, not Rick Mitchell. No, Keith. Not David Finfrock. How could you?
But that's where I get my weather, and I find it particularly helpful because it's so much more frequent. I don't have to wait till 6 o'clock or
I get it.
11 o'clock or whatever, Plus, I'm asleep. I'm sorry.
No, I get it.
It's almost like that is a medium, Twitter, and other social media apps. It just seems like a great conduit for meteorologists.
Yeah. No, it is.
Because it's real time. I can see, like my instinct, if severe weather's coming, my instinct is to turn on the TV, but before I get to the channel to have the whole family hear it on blast, I'm looking at my phone, man.
Yeah, it's a great place to get information. So you remember the December outbreak that happened back in December?
The tornadoes.
Yeah, there was a lot of interesting information coming out on Twitter at the same time that indicated that that particular tornado may have been on the ground for more than 200 miles.
Yeah.
And we would have taken a long time to maybe even figure that out back in the day. Obviously, we have radar technology, but it also gives a little bit. You're right, the Twitter stuff too, because you'll see damage in a town, let's say 50 miles away, and this storm's moving to the northeast. This storm's coming here. Look what it did there. There is a lot of benefit to Twitter. It's also a very toxic place, you know.
Of course, you gotta choose your battles.
Oh man,
if at all. But I will say that going back to as if we didn't drench this podcast with weather nerddom earlier, my favorite tool in your tool bag as a weather guy is when a storm is moving through the metro area and you see 654 this town, 658 this town, 702. That is perfect.
It's great. It's a great benefit. There's a lot of cool tools that we don't even get to use very often.
What?
There's one. I will say probably the biggest weather event I've ever personally covered and will ever probably in my career was the Dallas tornado, October 20th of 2019. This is the one that went through Highland Park.
Right. We're talking very highly populated areas.
Most expensive tornado in Texas state history.
Because of the neighborhood?
Probably because of the neighborhood. It hit 2 houses and it was the most expensive. It's a joke, but true. No. So it was an EF3, and I remember I was on that night, and I was the one, I broke into programming, which, by the way, is always fun as a meteorologist. The creative names you get called when you cover up a show.
And social media only allows for more avenues to go after you in public.
Yeah, you can't. Let me just tell you, you cannot hurt my feelings anymore.
Right.
They're gone.
Right. I was watching. She was about to give the rose to the Bachelor.
If you cut into the Bachelor, you are dead.
I know. I've seen that. I've seen like NASCAR fans be enraged. All sorts of stuff. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Things you wouldn't expect. How about this? The Little League World Series.
Oh, my.
Which, exciting, sure. But come on. If I cut in for like 5 minutes because we had some severe weather that it did some damage.
Yeah.
And, oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest a-hole in the world.
Well, hold on. Hang on a second. Hang on.
Yeah.
I was living in Houston. You were too, I believe.
Yeah.
In the June of 2001.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tropical Storm Allison.
Yes. Oh, jeez.
It was the night of, I believe it was Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Allison was, yeah.
And I remember that I think it was re-aired overnight or something like that. Anyway, but I'm sorry, your license through the government is that you take care of the people with the life-saving information, and now that you have the internet, people could go and find the stuff that they missed later.
Right. I want this in here so bad, this podcast. Look,
hang on.
Everyone listen. Oh, sure, go ahead. Happening live as we speak. We got to talk about this. I just got a text.
Here? Like in the Dallas?
Oh, this is so unimportant to anybody else. This is breaking news. Can I break this news?
Oh, you got breaking news on your phone there?
I just got a text from my wife.
Oh.
This is, no one cares about this. You ready?
Okay.
Daughter's getting a tooth. See?
Hey,
everybody.
Look at that.
We'll have to mark this occasion. Daughter's getting her first tooth. How exciting.
Adorable. That's cool, man.
We were wondering why she was extremely loud last night. This might explain it.
Yeah. She was a little irritated.
Yeah, she was.
Congratulations to her.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a big deal. So I gotta say this for anybody listening right now. When we cut into your programming for severe weather, I promise you, there is nobody on the planet that wants to do that less than the guy that's doing the TV stuff. I promise you.
Look, if I could convince the Supercell
to
just wait until it goes to commercial.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the amount of anxiety you get knowing you're about to cut off The Bachelor or whatever. It is a lot. And then you get the hate in real time, which is so nice on
That's
social
what I was going to
media.
say. Like, it used to be where you might get, maybe an answering machine message or a letter or maybe an email, something that was behind the scenes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, now it's out in public view.
Yeah.
How dare you do this?
You should see the hate we get.
You got to... Okay, look, I know this isn't your style. This is Pete Dulcas' style.
Yeah.
But what if you did screenshots of some of this hate tweets or whatever and just kind of amplify them?
I do that. I believe
You
it or not.
do?
I do. I don't do it as
miss
often.
these.
You know what?
Because you're a nice guy.
I try to be. Not losing that real fast as I get older. Back to that outbreak.
Yeah.
There was some lady. The show. No offense to this show. I'm sure it's a great show. It's called The Rookie, which is Nathan Fillion, I think, or one of the Nathan something. Anyway. So I was cutting into this. This is as an EF3 is ripping through the heart of Dallas. Right? We've got confirmed damage. We've got it all. This lady says, okay, we get it. There's a tornado. Can you please put back the rookie? This was on Twitter. And I quote tweeted and said, well, I said something like, well, here's a stupid take. It turns out, and I'm not going to say who it was because that's not relevant right now, but apparently this was the wife of a prominent Dallas figure, and I didn't know that at the time. And a lot of other people realized that when it happened. So that did not go well for that lady. It was not good.
Oh, good. It didn't come down on you.
No. I didn't know it. I didn't. I was just like, well, this lady's dumb. Why is she telling me? Like, we got people losing homes, and you know. But then after I left it up and I walked away, did some other stuff. I came back and I saw all these tweets. I was like, what is all this?
Oh no.
Uh-oh. You fudged up, lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's just be kind. I don't want to be on TV doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I could be doing when I'm not doing tornado coverage?
Drumming,
playing video games,
Yeah.
talking to my wife.
right?
I don't want to be doing that.
Hey, now, so you had mentioned earlier tools that you don't get to use all the time. Tell me some of these things and why can't you? You know what?
Yeah.
Before I forget, and before you tell me some of these cool little things,
Yeah.
you could make a social media type video
could.
or put it on digital, like over the top type of content.
I will.
I'm putting pressures on.
Do you work for the station? Would you stop?
So tell me some of these cool tools.
No.
I told you I was a programmer, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You're really producing this out. No, so and we use this I used this during the Dallas tornado coverage, and it's something we don't use often. And if you see it, it's a problem. So there's this tool on radar called correlation coefficient. All right.
Oh, I'm intrigued already.
Yeah, CC as we call it in the.
Of course, yeah. That's
There's CC. The old.
I didn't want to
CC.
steal your thunder.
Yeah, correlation coefficient. So we're doing this coverage, and I'm looking at this radar signature, the regular radar signature. I'm thinking, man, this really looks like there's a tornado.
I can spot a hook echo from a mile away, by the way.
Yes.
Just to let you know, sir.
Yeah. So that's a great representation. You know, there's probably there could be a tornado at the very least. So I remember that night I said, hey, Jason, that was our weather producer. I was like, let's put on correlation coefficient. We don't use this and I told people on TV, we don't use this. I'm going to explain if I see what I think I'm going to see. What it is, it's radar's way of classifying objects that it's finding in the air. All right. So it scans the skies, and essentially, if it's a hydrometer, if rain, hail, snow, whatever, it paints it as a kind of a reddish color. Mm-hmm. If it's an unknown, it's painted as a blue color. All right. So when this became extremely important to bring the urgency to people, we turned this tool on, and there was this blue circle right over the center of Dallas. And I told people, I was like, all right, listen, so I've been a storm chaser this is what I said on air. I was like, I've been a storm chaser for a long time. This is a tool we don't use often. It's called correlation coefficient. All this red around here, that's rain, that's hail, whatever. This blue circle is radar telling us, I don't know what this is. And what that means is it's shingles, it's tree branches, it's siding, it's wood.
A cow.
It's a cow. Helen Hunt. It's all of these things.
Wait, hold on a second. Just to be clear here. He was saying it's either a cow or it's Helen Hunt.
No, not like that. Not like that. No.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Sorry.
He's talking about the movie Twister.
Bill Paxton.
Okay?
Yeah. Well, let's bring it back. Helen Hunt's
I'm trying to make it clear for you here.
Helen Hunt's a beautiful woman.
Right.
That didn't mean it like that.
I know you didn't. That's
Thanks
why
for clarifying.
You're welcome.
I get in trouble with that kind of stuff. I need you around me more often. But I remember telling people, I was like, here's what I know. This is doing damage right here by Royal Lane and in the tollway. Mm-hmm. This is what that is. Yeah. This is not a joke. Like, this is not a possible, this is happening. So then we would track that debris signature is what it is. But it's stuff like that. We have a lot of tools in the arsenal that thankfully we don't use very often, but
man,
I think that brought a lot of urgency to people. I got a lot of emails.
Yeah. Look, I needed to see the rookie, but when you brought up the CC thing, it worked
shingles.
Out. Yeah, okay. Now I'm listening. All right. So your first panic attack is the most scared you've ever been. Was that on air?
No.
Okay.
No.
Has that ever happened where you've been on air and you're like,
no, surprise. No. So I'm going to say this. I've been a mental health advocate since the end of 2016, and people will wonder why. What's that all about? I'm embarrassed to say it, kind of, but I never really believed. Sounds crazy. I thought depression, anxiety, that's an excuse. Whatever. So one day I'm driving around. I was on the tollway here in Dallas. Normal day. It was a day off, right? And all of a sudden, my vision started like going blurry. I got tunnel vision. I was like, what the heck? That's weird. I was like driving. Then I was like, I couldn't breathe. Nothing was going on, mind you. Nothing at all. I was just with my wife. I grabbed my wife's leg. I was like, I think I'm having like a stroke or something. I can't see. So I'd like pull over. I get off on the nearest exit and I get into this parking lot and I get out of the car and I sit in this random parking lot somewhere off the tollway. And I'm like, I was like, I can't breathe. I think I'm having a stroke. We've got to go. Yeah. We got to go to the hospital. Like, I don't know what's going on. So she drove me to an ER and he's like, well, they did all these tests. Like, you had a panic attack. And I was like, panic attack? I was just driving. Mm-hmm. Like, they can sneak up on you. You just never know. And people think they're dying. I thought I was dying. I legitimately thought I was dying.
Wasn't like something weighing on your mind or something? Like,
no, not at all. I was happy. Super happy.
It's weird.
I've never so that set off a whole chain of events. And it was, I will tell you that those things are no joke. I thought it was like people say, I'm having a panic attack. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
That is not what that is, apparently. I learned that the hard way. And it's crazy.
And so when I say that's weird, it's not weird to have a panic attack. It's that I always thought they were associated with an event or some sort of stress going on in your life.
Me too.
I'm not familiar with it just creeping up out of the blue like that.
Same here. And I'm happy to, I started researching it more and I'm like, okay, this is a real thing. And I think there's got to be someone listening that would understand that. You would be shocked. It can just happen. Yeah. And you think you legitimately think you're dying. Because, like, your vision goes crazy. You can't breathe. You, like, get this weird. It's horrible.
Okay.
So, serious business, man. I think people need to pay more attention to mental health.
Well, yeah. It's without question.
We don't talk, especially with men.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we all have our own way of coping with the reality that is the time that we live in right now. So, I will say that absolutely we got to talk about it more because there's so many people that are suffering even more so in the last couple of years with our new reality.
Yeah. I hate that term, by the way.
Wait, the new normal?
New normal.
You like that?
I hate it.
I mean, the first time I heard that, I remember we were doing Pat Gray is my real job. Pat Gray Unleashed. I'm the producer there, and I remember the first time I heard that, it was uttered by the governor of Pennsylvania, Tom Wolf, and I remember remarking on the show, "We can't let that stick. We can't let that stick. No new normal.
It's a very definitive thing to say. The new normal. Normal is normal, like." What we know, what we're comfortable with. To say something's going to become the new normal indicates that, hey, y'all, things are about to change forever. And never go back because this is going to be the new normal. I hated it.
I did, yeah.
Not a fan of that.
No. All right, so let's segue to favorite comfort food. And I'm sorry, but Whataburger is overrated.
You know what? It was nice to meet you, Keith.
Yep.
Listen, have a really good rest of your day.
Big time overrated. Like, completely and totally overrated.
Yeah, it was good to meet you.
But I have more questions. Where are you going?
Oh, no. Have a good day. It was good to see you.
I have more questions.
Seriously, thank you very much.
Okay. So you're a big fan of Whataburger?
No. Excuse me.
You're literally leaving.
Back up here.
Hold on. He's picking up his stuff.
No. Now, exactly, what's your burger of choice?
Fair question.
If this man says In-N-Out.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, that's really good, actually. But, yeah, either In-N-Out or Wendy's or Fuddruckers, but they don't have them here. I love to make my own.
Are you allowed to say that word?
Fuddrucker?
On podcast?
Yeah, I'll bleep it out.
Okay.
So wait a minute.
Fud bleepers.
Whataburger is... People talk about, I'm going to Texas, first thing I'm going to do is have Whataburger.
Uh-huh.
Why?
Because it's a
Why?
Texas staple, baby.
It doesn't taste... It's just bland. It's just there. It's a burger.
I think it's because I'm a native Texan.
Okay. Chick-fil-A is better, though. I'm a native Georgian.
Oh, well, that Chick-fil-A's great. The Lord's chicken, baby. Love the Lord's chicken.
Chicken too tasty.
Oh, man.
So, Jesse, let's try to salvage this friendship.
Yeah.
Sell me on Whataburger.
Sell you on Whataburger?
Yeah.
It's always there for you. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Listen, you come home from, let's say you fly to New York. You come home, you get into the airport, and you walk, and you see that beautiful orange W.
I love the colors, the orange and white
It's
stripes.
nice,
I
yeah.
like that.
It's welcoming.
I will have, you know what I will do? I will have Whataburger for lunch today, and I will report back to you.
Yeah.
And I'll say, hey, it's been, 5 years. I thought I would try it again today. You win, or
What I always tell people,
I'll tweet you.
tweet me. Let me know. Build the burger as you want it. See, some people go like, I'm just going to get a number one. Well, it's like if you don't like all that crap on it.
Okay.
You know, like for me, it's like for me, I'm plain old Ned Flanders over here. Just ketchup and mayonnaise on my cheeseburger. That's it.
Okay.
Do it as you would eat it. Just then report back to me.
I like a Whopper from Burger King too.
He likes Whoppers, but not Whataburger.
Yeah, I'll try.
Listen.
it again. It's been a long time, and
Just let me know what you think.
okay.
I think it's because it's a Texas staple. I grew up in Texas. That was the thing when you were a kid. You went to a Whataburger after a baseball game, and it was just great.
Okay.
It feels like home. You know what I mean?
Does it taste like childhood? Is that their slogan now, or what are we doing here?
Oh, creepy. Tastes like childhood.
I'll be editing that one out. Okay, let's see here. Boy, we've done a lot of these here. Okay. Any famous celebrities you've crossed paths with you want to share a story about?
In this business, you do a lot. The one I got to interview that I thought was interesting was Neil deGrasse Tyson, which some could take or leave, I know, but it was interesting to interview him, especially when I was in my young 20s. That was cool. Troy Aikman.
Oh, wow, cool.
He's a sports ball player, as you might know.
I'm familiar with the sports ball
we've
player,
discussed,
Troy Aikman.
we've talked about my love of sports.
Yeah,
Troy Aikman used to play for the Dallas Cowboys.
He sure did.
Which is an NFL team.
Aha, you got this.
Football.
Look at you, man.
Football, which is not soccer. It's just football.
Who was his running back?
Oh, God, of course you know it was... Hold on. I know this. Running back.
He's a good dancer, I recall, too. Oh, no.
Give me a hand. No, give me a hand. What's the first...
If that was the hint that you got it on, I was going to be really upset with you.
Give me the first letter of the first name.
E.
Elliott Smith.
So close. Emmitt Smith. Who was the wide receiver that Troy Aikman would pass to all the time? His number one target.
Elliott Smith.
Yeah.
I knew it was Emmett. That's so embarrassing.
Okay.
Hold on.
You like this game?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm on a leave.
M.
Michael.
Yeah.
Michael Strahan.
No, he played for their rival, and he would sack Troy Aikman quite a bit, actually.
Michael. Come on, Jesse. You know this.
Starts with an I, his last name.
Irvin.
Whatever.
See, I told you.
Should have let that go.
Irving is a city. No. You didn't let me finish.
Oh, yeah.
Irving is a city in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
That's where they played their games.
Right. Michael Irvin is the guy. Okay. Why would you see? You gotta let me finish, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got impatient there. I apologize. Dean Martin is a celebrity you would love to go back and meet. I've not had that answer in here. What is the draw to Dean?
I don't know. You know what I'm really obsessed with? And this what I used to watch as a kid all the time. The Dean Martin celebrity roasts.
Yeah, good stuff.
I'm a
You
huge
can't
fan.
say 90% of the stuff.
That's
anymore.
what I love about it. I've never seen that sense of community since I've been an adult.
When people can tell jokes about each other and not get offended and go and tweet to the world how offended
They
are.
love each other,
Right,
and they showed and expressed their love of one another through these jokes. And it was so awesome to see, and I can't experience that as an adult. I don't know if that's my draw to Dean Martin, but I think just being that was his franchise and like he orchestrated these things, and I love those things.
So not necessarily a Rat Pack fan.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
a
but
Dean
I
Martin
like the
fan.
music.
Okay,
I like the music, but
Cool.
yeah.
There you go. Hey, you could get a job if this weather thing doesn't work out. You could be the drummer at like a Holiday Inn for the lounge singers that come in there.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah,
That would be a good idea.
You might want to try that like after hours, like on the side,
Yeah.
like a side gig or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of other people I'd love to meet besides Dean, but he's one I would want to meet. I
mean, that's what you put in the email. What am I
that's
supposed to
what
do?
No. I love Dean.
I can't read
I
your
don't-
mind.
Why did that come to my mind? But I would love to meet him.
Wait, so you lied on this form, this document, this
A weather
this
guy.
is an official document, sir.
Weather guys lie for a living. You know that, right?
That's true. How? And I'm not talking about you,
No, sure.
but how is the winning percentage? How is the batting average? That's a sports ball term.
Yeah.
How is the batting average for weather personalities so terrible, yet you guys all remain employed? Huh? I mean,
Because it's the weather. It always changes.
And there was a guy that I watched growing up. I mean, it was, 30, 40, how old am I? Years and years ago, who was notorious for being horrible. I won't say his name because I don't know if he's still around or what he's doing now.
Do it.
Ken Cook.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. WAGA Atlanta. Come on, man.
No good?
No, wait, I don't. How do they? He was the face of their weather department, but I cannot tell you how many times as a kid I was like, he was so wrong.
Oh, man. It's a rough business forecasting the weather is really hard.
I
so many
understand.
variables. I will tell you one thing that's happened as of late. The technology has exploded, and getting forecasts they're getting a lot more accurate.
Yeah.
The problem, I think, is people are expecting more specifics that we cannot give yet. Like,
No, I love it when Pete, your coworker, will tweet out something. I don't know what time the storm is going to hit your street. Stop asking me.
People think it's a joke, but people ask us those things.
Like, here's my address. When should I take cover?
Okay.
Now.
Here's a couple of examples. I've had people. Yeah, exactly. People will message me. Let's pretend it's. I'm just gonna throw out a month. Let's say it's April. All right. I'll get a message in the middle of April, and it says, "Hey Jesse, my daughter and son are getting married in October, the 3rd week. What do you think the weather's gonna be like then?"
For real.
I don't know. But they expect it.
I keep bookmarked on my phone. The weather, or like the monthly weather. I think it's AccuWeather or something like that. And I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm just like, all right, I guess 30 days from now it's gonna be 70 degrees and perfect, right? You know. And I've kind of kept tabs on it, but nothing as obsessive as you might think that this weather nerd would be.
Yeah, you're into it.
Yeah, I'm pretty intense and everything. But if you are bugging a weather guy for the forecast 6 months out, you've got more problems than me, and that's saying something.
It happens all the time.
That is so sad.
Or you say, "Oh, we have a chance of storms later tonight," and they say, "Well, when do you think it's going to hit Waxahachie?" Or like, will there be? Or one of my other favorite questions: will there be a tornado in Richardson? I don't know.
I mean,
you gotta wait to see.
Conditions are going to be right south of town, maybe.
Yeah.
That's you. I don't know.
So that happens a lot, where people, I think the expectations have really gone pretty high.
Yeah.
But I will say, for anyone listening, look, the weather boy can get days 1 through 3 pretty darn good. Days 4 and 5, moderately good. When you start approaching day 7, it's exponentially less forecastable. There's a lot going on. The atmosphere is chaotic.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
You should set up your Twitter account to get alerts every time I tweet, and when you see a reference to the birds chirping in the morning, you'll be like, "Oh crap! I gotta cancel all sorts of stuff now." Malinak says the birds in this place are chirping.
Call the station.
I'm telling you, dude.
Get the troops ready.
You should literally do
I'm going to
do a Twitter search for @KeithMalinak birds. And see what happens.
I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of tweets saying that they're surveilling us.
All right. Someone is looking at Mike. Yeah. No, let's see here.
So we're going to talk about birds not being real, right?
Yeah. Are they real? Tell us.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I had one sitting on my window this morning. Super weird. He had an earpiece in, which I thought was really bizarre.
See, now that's a tip-off.
Yeah.
That's actually a tip-off.
It really gives it away. He had a suit, too.
What?
You think he'd be a little more discreet?
If you tell me he was wearing sunglasses.
He was wearing sunglasses,
no!
man. Yeah.
No!
He was looking at me.
This story, you know how crows are really intelligent?
Uh-huh.
Like they're, I guess, smart as like a 7 or 8 year old kid or something like that. I don't know. But there was look this story up. There was, I think it was a hospital parking lot in Alaska or something like that. And this bird was, and they were experiencing vandalism, like cracked windshields in their parking lot. And they're like, all right, what's going on here? Apparently a bird was just entertaining itself, dropping rocks on cars,
wow.
just watching them crack and just having a good old time.
That must be the Russian birds. You think?
So now that you have that evidence, are birds real, Jesse?
I'm telling you, I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think so, man.
Boy, I'm afraid to leave this in because management at the old TV station might pull you inside, and then they'll sit you down and they'll say, Jesse, we got to talk about something that we heard on the podcast.
You said birds aren't real.
No. They'll say, tell us about this moon pie.
Hey, listen here. What moon pie? It was a great moon pie.
Yeah. Let's see here. So I asked the question in the email, any regrets you want to share? And I think everybody can identify with this.
Yeah.
Worrying too much about stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I lose sleep just thinking about the next day or the next week or man, I forgot to send a message to that weather guy about the weather 6 months from now. I better do that right now.
It's going to be great, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a 20% chance of rain. That's it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I can live with that. Those are good odds.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think this circles back to the mental health thing that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, you let that stuff eat at you, whether it's small or big. I mean, eventually small stuff becomes big if you sweat the small stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how have you found ways to cope?
So my wife and I talk about it all the time. We're really trying to be more present and more content, which I think everyone tries to do that.
Sure.
But having a daughter really kind of opens your eyes. When you have a kid, you realize how fast it's such a cliche.
Lightning. We talk about it on this show all the time.
Okay.
I am constantly discussing with my guests to the point that I think the audience is like, I got it. Your kids grew up fast, Keith.
Dude,
it's insanity.
It's I know it's a cliche, but people, you gotta slow down. And it's not even, my daughter's the one that made me realize it. Because it felt like yesterday she was just like useless wet noodle that did nothing but like make noises. And now,
you just got a text that she's got a tooth.
She's got a tooth.
And it won't be long before, brother, you're writing a check for braces.
Oh, no. Oh, gosh. If she has my wife's teeth when my wife was a kid, you should see these pictures, man.
No.
Like a jail riot in her mouth. It's horrible.
Okay, Elizabeth, should I edit this out?
Absolutely not. Her teeth were awful. They were like growing out of her like lips and stuff. It was so weird.
She's going to love this.
It was horrible.
Boy.
But I learned like things go by really, really fast. And if you don't just sit for a freaking minute and enjoy things and quit worrying about stupid things, it slips by. I think between, to kind of circle back between the death of my mom and then the birth of my daughter, those are huge life events. And they happened within 7 months of each other. So those are things that matter in life, those types of things. If you spend your time worrying about dumb things, you're wasting a lot of valuable energy.
Yeah.
I think it's just important.
And you're missing out on sleep, too.
Yes, that's true. Which
is important.
Still doing that, too.
Yeah. Well.
But the tooth explains it. We got the text. Yeah. We need it. She's a really good sleeper, my daughter.
Oh, good.
But last night and the night before.
Now you get it.
She wakes up and is like, wah, like going nuts at like 11, 2. And you're just like, what is going on with her?
Now you get it.
Now we know.
See?
Little toofies.
Yeah. And that's the first of many teeth. So good luck with that.
Oh, boy. It begins.
Okay. Let's see here. Any you didn't put anything on the email. Anything in your anything on your bucket list?
Oh, I must have missed it. A lot of travel I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, my wife has done a lot of traveling when she was young. She's been to Europe and all these places. I have so many places I'm just desperate to go. And so I really want to get that done sooner than later.
Go to those places for me.
Yeah, I will. Have you done any traveling recently?
I've never left the country.
Really? Neither have I.
Yeah.
Neither have I.
Well,
I lie. When I was in high school, we snuck into. We didn't sneak. we crossed into Canada to see Niagara Falls. That was it. That was the farthest I've been. 10 feet into Canada.
Wait, what year was that?
2005.
Oh, so it was after 9/11. That's when it changed as far as the border goes, I think. Yeah, right? You needed a passport after 2001 to get to Canada.
You know what? It might have been 2000 or 2001 because I remember we just kind of...
I don't think that's sneaking then.
Yeah, you're
right. If it was pre-9/11.
You might, it's been a while, so I don't remember.
You're not as...
By the way, that's 20 years ago.
Right. You're not as awesome as you think. You didn't sneak. You're not a rebellious kid.
No, I did. I snuck in.
Oh, wow.
I snuck into Canada. They didn't even see me.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Well, you showed those hosers.
I showed them.
Yeah, you did.
Sure did, buddy.
You got your phone there, right?
I do.
You want to take a look in there and tell us what's in your Amazon cart, or would you rather keep that on the down low?
No, let's see.
Yeah, let's see. I'm just curious.
I mean, I've been doing a lot of shopping.
Or recent purchases. I guess some people don't,
Oh.
do a bunch of stuff. Oh, no.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
In fact, yeah.
Baby
Well,
stuff?
I'll tell you recent purchases. No, smoker stuff. Not a smoker like,
yeah.
I recently got a Traeger.
Okay. Oh, Traeger grill?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? There's a guy that you should probably meet.
Oh, yeah?
And he's a recent guest. He's a previous guest on this program. David Larley. He's from Canada, and what he does is he smokes with maple syrup because he's from
sweet.
Canada.
Yeah.
So you guys should connect. He would help you out.
I'll do that.
That's what he does. He smokes meat. Anyway,
That's awesome.
I think you guys would
No,
get along.
I'll have to do that for sure.
So anyway, you're working on a industry there?
I think so, dude. There's this old, I don't know even who says it, but when you get into your 30s as a man, you have two options, and that is either dive really deep into World War II history or start smoking meats.
Now wait a minute. Wait.
I've chosen the second.
That's truly the path?
I think it is.
I don't know that I did either of those. I definitely didn't do the the grilling stuff.
Oh, dude, I'm really into trying to perfect a brisket. That's a very Texas thing to do, right? Mm-hmm. It's like you look at my Amazon list. I've got butcher paper.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh, I also bought a Blackstone too.
What's
the
that?
griddle. It's like the outdoor griddle.
Oh,
so I have the griddle press.
Yeah.
All my Traeger, lots of wood pellets.
That tastes better than Whataburger. I'll tell you that.
Excuse me, the wood pellets.
No, the meats that you got going on there. So, do people need to look for you on TikTok?
No. No. I'm a viewer, not a participator.
Okay. Let's see here. You are on Twitter though, of course.
Twitter
at Jesse WFAA.
Yep.
JESSE WFAA. Good stuff on there. You're a lot of fun.
For those that don't have it, on Facebook too.
Oh! I didn't realize that.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Is it the same handle there, Jesse WFAA?
I think so. Yeah.
Sure. Or we could just
look up Jesse Hawila, Hawila. Mm-hmm. Hawila Tequila.
We covered everything? Oh, I'm sorry. What?
I was saying, if you want to remember, Hawila Tequila. That's hard to say.
Hawila Tequila.
That's the easiest way to remember.
You should start a tequila company.
Thought about it.
Bro, stop thinking about it. Make it happen.
I've thought about it, man. I think it's a good idea. I
just wish your last name rhymed with vodka.
Yeah.
Because then I would be all in.
Vodka. We could do that.
All right. We're gonna have to stop recording now before people steal all of our ideas.
Yeah.
Anyway,
cut all it out. Yeah.
Jesse Hawila, thanks so much for making time here on At the Mic. I appreciate it.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Jesse is such a great guy. It was a pleasure really getting to know him there. And you know what? Keep up with him, because if you ever want to know what the weather's going to be in Dallas, Jesse's got you covered. Be sure to follow him. And be sure to check out all of the episodes you may have missed over at themicshow.com. Be sure to pass that website around to all your friends and family who might need some good conversations in their life as well. Themicshow.com. Merchandise, that's always available at themicshop.com. And next week, my friend Toby McAvoy is going to stop by. We have got to talk to him about the card game Bridge. We're going to get a tutorial. We're going to know so much about Bridge before that podcast concludes. We're going to become pros like it. We're going to challenge Toby to Bridge. Maybe not. That's going to be next week. So be sure to join us here for At the Mic. Well, until then, please go be free, and thank you for listening.
This has been At the Mic with Keith, an independent podcast production. Head to atthemicshow.com for archived episodes, sponsor information, and ways to connect.